all. How are we all? Are we all good? Of course we are. It's Sunday. Beautiful weather, as you can all see. So that's absolutely fantastic. Welcome back. This is the Formula Racing League Pure Sim Gear GT3 Sunday. This is the season finale. So we've got a lot on the line this evening. That is all good. So we'll turn that off. Yeah. So a lot going on tonight. As always, we have it's a double race format, so just to quickly run over that before we get into all the other juicy bits. So we're going to have a 15-minute qualifying session. You can see we're currently in free practice, 14 and a bit minutes left of that, and then once we've finished in free practice, we will have a 15-minute qualifying session where these boys can set their set their grid positions, and then we'll have a 30-minute race with one mandatory stop for tyres. That will be followed by a short 7-minute qualifying session, and then once that's done, we'll have the final 30-minute run of this GT3 Sunday season. And I mean, it has been a fantastic season. They always are, but there's an awful lot on the line tonight, which you'll see when we start going through some of the driver statistics and where they're sitting at the moment. It's going to be close. I've employed somebody this evening who's going to sit in the background, and when race one is finished, is going to quickly do some, mathematics, shall we say, and update the spreadsheet so I can see what the gaps are leading into the final round. So, I mean, obviously, make sure you stick around for all of that later on, because it could be getting quite spicy. It has been dry up until about 7 or 8 minutes ago, and then we've had, a little bit of water's decided to fall here at Imola, which is no doubt going to make things a little bit more interesting. So, Jamie, evening Coop, shame I'm missing this one. Hope everyone has a good race. Yeah, it is a shame, mate, but yeah, I'm sure everyone will have a good race. I'm sure you're really busy, so I mean, real life does occasionally have to take preference, dude. So but yeah, obviously you're welcome in the chat. You can keep me company if you need to. If you get bored, don't worry, someone else will be in there to keep you company, and we'll get everything cracking on. So let's go on board with, look at that, I am slow with this controller. It's currently running the second quickest time. However, these times were set during dry conditions. So obviously now we're a little bit wet, and you can see the weather guide at the top. The track is damp, so you shouldn't be on, I wouldn't be on wets if the track is damp. You should probably stay on dries. But it is saying that the rain is going to get continuously worse for at least the next 15 minutes, which will take us up until the end of free practice. So if we have a quick look then, let's have a look at I Am Slow. Whilst you guys, I know you're all absolutely desperate to know what the stand-ins are, so let's run through that quickly. So we have had 7 rounds, obviously there's 2 races per round, so essentially we've had 14 races so far this season, again, which is fantastic. Always full grids. We've got 4 that can't be with us this evening. Jamie, one of those, obviously from the live chat, but I will run through that and let you know which brave souls have decided to come into this race, with it being the last race of the season. And let's just hope nothing goes wrong, touch wood, because you wouldn't want to end someone's championship bid as a reserve, that's all I'm saying. Otherwise I'll probably be small levers in the Discord tomorrow. So, right, currently we have Lely is top of the championship in first place on 495 points. He is very closely followed by Michael Races in his Lambo on 484 points. So there's just an 11-point gap between those two. And then Floppy Fox is third. Now last week I thought he was going to be a dark horse last week. He didn't have a great week last week. He did a 4th and a 9th. But he's still third in the championship. He's on 456 points, 39-point gap between him and Lely. 4th place is Marek, and Marek's been a little bit inconsistent the last couple of races, as I Am Slow gets a little bit squirrely there as we goes through Aqua Minerale. So Marek's 4th currently. I'm sure he's going to want to have a strong performance tonight in his Ferrari. He's on 374 points. Fresh Brizzle in his Bentley is 5th on 365 points. Then we've got Traction Dave in his Lambo on 339. In 7th place we've got Renville, and he's on 331 points currently. Andy Cray in the McLaren is on 289 points in 8th. And I Am Slow, who we're currently looking at the moment, is 9th with 274 points in his rather attractive Bentley. Then we've got Fresh Jinx. He is 10th on 165 points. Okay, that is what is currently happening within Tier 1. Obviously we've amalgamated that, so we have a full grid of 20. In Tier 2, We the Kevin is on 535 points, and then Hutch is in second place in his McLaren on 434 points. He's 101 points behind, so obviously we know Kev sewed up the championship last weekend, and well done to you. Nathbit is third in the Audi on 422, and then Jester is fourth on 416 in his Bentley. Neil Woodward, who was obviously a special guest on the podcast on Wednesday, he's in the McLaren on 408 points. It was really good to see you on there, Neil. Yeah, so I know we're all chatting away all the time in Discords and on live chats and on the streams and stuff, but it's really good to see our faces, get to know who's who. There definitely seems to be some kind of beard thing going on within FRL. Big Time Dave is 6th in his Audi on 353, and then Yvolton is 7th in his Lambo, brave guy, on 337. Evan IRL in the Bentley is 8th on 299, and then we've got Tro in the AMG on 294, so obviously he could potentially move up one. And Cascanova in the Bentley brings up the rear of the grid on 267. So, lots to play for this evening. Reco Vantage, hiya. Yeah, so we'll get to you in a second, my friend. Good to have you with us as well. Good to have you in the race, mate. It's always good when we've got new drivers come into FRL and get involved straight away, which I can see on Discord. You've been pretty active on there, which is great. So long may that continue. At least I'm going to finish in the top 10 this season. Yes, Jamie. Yeah, I think yes, you are. Well done. I could finish 11th. Yeah, well done, mate. Okay, so we've got 4 watching so far. What I do every week, as you all you ladies and gentlemen do know, is if you are watching, please take half a second to press the like button. I'm going to be here for a couple of hours, bringing you guys all the entertainment and all the action. We've had the stats. We're going to do full lap guides and all those bits and bobs. So if you could take half a second to press like, I really appreciate that. At least then I know I'm not babbling away to myself. So, Imola as a track, it's not like we haven't been here before. We've done plenty of lap guides here in the past, so we will obviously continue that trend, which I know you all like. One thing I wanted to say, if you haven't caught it yet, I know we're still in free practice at the moment. I did start a new series on the channel last week called Coop's Cars, and that is that's for everybody to have a look at. They're just small little sort of 3-4 minute videos, and what I'm doing is I'm running through each vehicle within ACC, GT3s, GT4s, and then move to the sort of cup classes and things like that, just to give my own humble opinions on how those cars behave, some technical facts about the cars, and sort of top 3 tracks in my view that suit those cars. So if you haven't had a look yet, pop over to the channel. You should already be on the channel, so you can have a look at it later on. And yeah, let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I know obviously improvements are needed as always, but thanks, Jamie. Yeah, Jamie's one of the other people out there who has no life and likes to listen to me. Sometimes sends him to sleep. Right, so we still haven't really had anyone punch in any quicker laps. Let's have a look at the timetable there. So let's go into I am slow. Well, let me. Obviously, it won't. So what I want to know is it going to be wet in qualifying? Hello, Tro. How you doing, Paul? Are you looking forward to the weather this evening, my friend? I hope you are. So if we don't know, so Paul Trotman, there you go, is Tro246 in the Merc. I don't know if that Merc's going to be your best friend in these weather conditions, mate. I've got to be honest. So let's have a look at who is in and who is not in this evening. Let's run through that. So we've got Neil Woodward, Hutch, Jester, Big Time Dave, Floppy Fox, Tro, Renville, Yvolton, Traction Dave, Cascanova, Michael Races, Fresh Brizzle, I Am Slow, Marek Mariola, Lely and Evan IRL. They are in this evening. We have 4 absent for obviously more important things that are going on. Andy Cray, Nuffbit, Fresh Jinx and We the Kev can't make it this evening. So in their place, and as I mentioned earlier on, brave people, So, Rapid Duck is going to join us this evening for a race. Where's Rapid Duck? There he is, in the Bentley. Well, stable car anyway, so hopefully Rapid Duck isn't going to kill anyone. GT Jamie, he's joining in this evening. And I know he had a good race the other night, actually, on Thursday, and posted a very, very interesting time for his sort of race of champions at Brands. That was an impressive time, Jamie. So he's in the Merc. Good luck to you in the Merc. Will Friedman's decided that he's bored of doing his garden, and that's what he's been doing in France. He's been spending hours upon hours watching probably some kind of program about gardening, building your own pizzerias, and all those general things. So I think he's got bored of that and decided he wants to have a race. So he's sitting in tonight, which Will, everyone knows Will. We all know he's got my number 8. That's fine, but Will's in the Ferrari. So good luck, Will. And Galton is the new member that I was chatting to earlier on this evening. That is Reco Vantage on the standings here in the Porsche. So that is brave. I mean, I love the Porsche, I really do, but I just haven't given her enough time to be able to say, I'm not going to die too often. So there you go. That's who we've got running tonight. So full grid. We have 20. Obviously this is not on the PS5, so I will be able, thankfully, to change camera views, which is always good. Lenny's got out. Let's have a look at Lenny, just to prove we can change the camera views. Look, we're on board, we're off board. Fantastic! Look at that. Hey, whoa, look, getting dizzy. Right. Yeah, Evan's on. Hey, buddy. Yep, thanks for saying hello, mate. I wish you luck this evening. I think it's going to be a tricky one. Consistency, as always, with anything we do in ACC, is going to be massively key this evening. Probably more so than not. Hey, Brizzle's in. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. So, it's great that you boys are all watching. What do you think? Are you looking forward to this one, or are you a little bit nervous because of the weather conditions? Because not everyone obviously spends time practicing in damp or wet conditions, and we know that. So it'll be interesting to see. And look at the time difference there. So Lenny's best lap that he did, which was his top of free practice, was a 142.5, and he's just done a 151.1. Obviously track temp conditions are very much different. Very nervous. You've never driven here before. Wow. Rico. Let's go with Rico, yeah? She is a very good track, yeah? Try not to kill yourself on the curbs. And for the love of God, do you know what? I'll tell you why I'm saying this to you, yeah? Obviously, I haven't driven for months. I've been doing comms, Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, since probably December. And, but obviously I still want to race. So we've got this arrive and drive, or what is it? Arrive, drive and survive on a Thursday for the PS5. Brilliant. That's poetry, right? So we've got this. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get involved. So on Thursday I jumped in, and it was literally the last minute. Right, qualifying was just about to finish. So no setup, no practice at Brands, which is not one of my favourite tracks, has to be said. And I jumped in there, and I was like, right, let's go for it. It started in 30th place. And the point of the story is, I was very, very careful, although I did nearly kill a lot of people. But the word is nearly, because I didn't kill anybody. I made sure I kept my death machine just a few inches away from other people. That's my advice for tonight, okay? Have fun. Don't try and be competing if you've never really raced here before. Just, bed yourself in. Use the first 30 minutes to get to know the track a bit more and the people around you, and then maybe push the boat out a bit more in the second race, mate. That would be my advice, buddy. But good luck. Okay, so just under 1 minute left of free practice. When we get into qualifying, that's okay. You're very welcome. When we get into qualifying, we will do a full lap guide, as we do every time we go live. So I'll jump on board with somebody, and I'll talk you through the lap. Let you know what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, well, in my eyes, obviously. And if I don't have these on, it doesn't come out the same. And you will notice I've had a haircut. Thank you. Yes. Well, I know that Claire, Kino and Claire, I know she had one done last Tuesday, and I got quite jealous about that because I was looking a bit homeless. So I thought I'd get a haircut. Got it done. But they can't stick any more on top though, which is a shame. Right, hold on one second. That's a big message from Stuart Packham. I can't watch the full race, but just want to wish Lely best of luck. He's looking forward to racing him on Wednesday. Great comms creeps, have a race for Stuart. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, we're rooting for everybody. Well, I'm rooting for everybody. Obviously, I know these boys quite well. It's always nice when people get some support on there. So, Lely, Stuart says, good luck. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, if you can't watch the whole thing, catch it another time. But before you go, leave a like, please. That's all I ever ask. Right, we are in the wait time. So let's have a quick look. Who didn't bother setting a lap? Michael. Hutch is out on track at the moment. Traction didn't set a lap either. Interesting. Those boys have joined a little bit late. Maybe they were having a little meeting or something like that. Who knows? Good. I'm looking forward to this, and it's a sad day as well. It is sad. It's a sad day because today. Oh no, Dale's in. I mean, hi Dale. How are you doing, Dale? How am I doing, big boy? I'm not big, Dale. I'm tiny, mate. I'm like 4'3" if I'm on stilts. No, I'm joking. I'm very well, mate. And Georgie's in. Hey, Georgie, how you doing? Good boys, remember to press like. Okay, so, and look at that. As if God himself decided he didn't like the weather. So, everyone's now been absolutely getting rather nervous about the fact it could be a wet race. And now we've got beautiful sunshine for qualifying. Whoever set the server up, well done. There's nothing like creating a little bit of trepidation before before the finale. Right, I Am Slow's just jumped out, so let's go with him. And who's number 2? And Evan. Let's go out with Evan and then Lenny. Yeah, let's go out with Evan, shall we? Let's see what he's all about today. Let's jump on board of him in his Bentley. Oh, Dal. Maybe that is what you meant. It's because I've had my hair cut. It makes my figure look fuller, my friend. And the couple of beverages I've probably had yesterday have bloated me slightly. Good. Right, boys. There's enough of you in there now. Any questions you've got, please throw them at me. Okay. If there aren't any questions, as always, please have a chat amongst yourselves. Yeah. I know we all know each other. You know. Georgie, is your Thursday Night Thunder kicked off yet? And if it has, how are we doing on numbers on it? Because the other day I had a look and it looked pretty good, mate, to be honest with you. I might as well share that with the world. So someone contacted me on Facebook earlier on today, sort of saying, oh, I wish there was more leagues with Australians in it. So I piped up and said, well, we've got a couple that race with us, and we've got quite a few American people that race with us, and you know, people from all over the shop. So I did mention that we've got dedicated seasons and leagues and servers for other parts of the world. So again, that's just something else that Formula Racing Leagues, we're constantly trying to do that. And with the growth across PS4, PS5 and PC, you can imagine we've got nationalities in abundance of people that race with us. So hello from the outside. Kev's in. Hey Kev. What do you mean the outside? Where are you outside? What are you doing? A march? Or have you handcuffed yourself somewhere? Stag do. I don't know. Let me know. Right, we've got 11 watching. I've got 5 likes. You know what to do, people. You know what to do. Please take half a second and press the like button before you forget. I really appreciate it, guys and girls. Okay, so we're going to follow a lap through with Evan and see how his Bentley's treating him. And then we're going to jump on board with someone that's going pretty sharpish. So Floppy's out. I was watching Floppy in practice earlier on actually, and he did look pretty good. He did look pretty good in that Lexus. So he's coming round to do a fast lap. So we'll get on board. Let's do ourselves a little lap guide. I think it's probably a good time to do that. So come down the very anti-basso, which means slight kink, and there you go, there you have it. So this part of the track, we're full beans at the moment, so we're going to cut slightly across the green Astro there. You want to be really close to the curb on the left hand side. Why not give away some hundreds? And then on the right you've got the orange board there. You get hard on the brakes. We're down into second gear. Take as much curb as we can. We just feather the throttle slightly, then we should be planted all the way through there. Should not be lifted at all. Take curb on the left and right, and then we're full beans down towards Villeneuve's. Okay, and this is quite a difficult one. Some people have to go down to second gear, but double change on the first part. So you saw there, that was a nice smooth down change through the gears as we go into the left-hand hairpin at Tosa. Important to get the turning right there and get on the power early, because you've got the run all the way up towards Piratella, which again, in my eyes, is it's quite a difficult left-hander, because when you've got the grass there, we want to drop it down a gear, and you do have to coast. You can't, it's not one of those where, you know, you've trailed in and you're straight back on the throttle again. You do have to coast through there, just so you know that the car's gripped up. We'll come back round to Acqua Minerale when we do the next lap. We've got the run up towards the Variante Alta, which is a right-left chicane, so hard on the brakes. We want to take as much of this curve as we can, and then you kind of got to just do a little bit of a dance over the second curve. Some cars, Ferrari, Audi, Lambo, they're not going to be having that at all, whereas your Bentleys, your Lexus, maybe your Mercs will be fine with that. As we come into Ravazza, hard on the brakes, trail all the way into first, then blip up to second, off the power slightly, get it turned in. You want to obviously make sure you clip that apex, run as wide as possible to get on the throttle fully. And we'll see what kind of time. So 43.2. Okay, not bad Floppy. But Michael Races is just spoiling everyone's night. He's turned up, he hasn't even done any practice laps as he goes through Acqua Minerale. So Michael's doing what Michael does. Remember, he can win this championship. Floppy Fox is third in the championship currently, and Lely is currently first in the championship. So let's have a look. So he's invalidated that lap. We'll stay on board because obviously he's going to be jumping onto another lap shortly. And Georgie says TNT final is Thursday. Fantastic, mate. How does it feel almost having your first season completed? Yeah, just think how slick and oily the next one's going to be, and the next one and the next one. It's going to be great, mate. Well done, you and Kev. Well done, my man. Right, remember Lenny was in the 42s in free practice. Let's see if he can replicate that now as he comes down the start finish straight. Just under 9 minutes left of qualifying, and let's see what the Bentley can do up towards Tamburello. So hard on the brakes. So he took a lot more of that curb, and he didn't really lift there at all. So he's carrying more momentum through there than what Floppy Fox was in the Lexus. As we come up towards Villeneuve's, on the curb, down the gear. Is he going to go down one more? No, he just go to second as well. Use all the curb on the left hand side, not too much, you will invalidate. Just where that little slip road is on the right hand side there, that's where we're getting hard on the brakes for Tosa. That was a good drive out of there. He's 6.5 tenths up on his previous laps. That's going to put him in the 42s at this rate. Up towards Piratella, 50 board, brakes, coast, go. Very nice, very nice. Could have been a little bit tighter in there, but that's fine. Acqua Minerale, you've got to chuck in, dab the brakes, down the gear, and then a bit of throttle, then down again, trail, and it's such... When you're doing it right, it's not that hard. You don't really have to think about it, but when you get it wrong, you really do get that one wrong. As we come up to the Variante Alta, how much curb can he take? A lot and a lot. So you see how aggressive he was, getting back on the power through the second part of the Variante Alta there. Again, he's got confidence in his car. You know, this is his car. So on the brakes, just past the 100 board, down to second, trailed nicely. A tiny bit of a pause. How tight is he going to be on there? Takes the curb. Okay, this is a good lap time from Lenny. It's going to be in the 42s. Let's see if that can put him towards challenging Michael or not. So that puts him in second place. Nice. Okay. So we do have a challenge. So Michael's done a 42.3 and he's in the pits currently. Lenny's just done... well, he's just three tenths slower at the moment, and then I am slow. I'm telling you, he's secretly got himself a steering wheel and he hasn't told us. He must do, because I was messing about on the controller the other day just for the car. I don't think I would have the dedication or the patience, you know, to be trying to modulate my throttle and braking inputs with this. Well, not this one, obviously, because it's on PS4, but you catch my drift. Brizzle's not going to qualify. He's going to do something quickly. Okay, well, you enjoy that. That's good. So I am Slow's currently in third place. Michael's back out again. Michael's got himself a little, and he's put the number 1 on. He's put the number 1 on. So, is Michael trying to play psychological games? That was easy for me to say then, wasn't it? Psychological games with Lely by putting the number 1 on his car. Or is he trying to say, look, I am the current champ, you've got to take this off me? Who knows, but I like it. And last week I told him and Traction off because we are running sort of colour schemes at the moment. We're trying it, so anyone who's in the pro class runs some form of blue in their livery, and people in the AM class are running red in their livery. So again, it makes it easy for the guys on track to understand who they're coming up against. If some people don't have anything on their hood, so if they're looking in the mirrors, they can see, is it red, is it blue, what class are they in, am I fighting this individual or not? And it seemed to work really well last week, so we're carrying on with that. Traction and Michael, they didn't bother changing their livery last week in their Lambo, but I'm very happy to say that it has now. Very happy to say that. Right, so has Traction done the same thing? He's still in the pits? Traction has. And what numbers he's left number 77 on his. Thought he might try and put number 2 on. I don't know. Right, let's get on board. Oh, we got a full lap. Yes, we're going to get a full lap on board with Michael in the Lambo. So we've seen the Lexus, we've seen the Bentley. So those are obviously 2 bigger, sort of longer wheel-based, sturdier cars. And the Lambo, well, she obviously wants to kill you always. So let's see how she handles around Imola as we go into Tamburello. No lift there either. No lift at all. Nice on the way up to Villeneuve. Right, down to Tosat. So his delta's pretty much, well, was pretty much the same. He's lost half a tenth there. So we've got a slightly better exit the last time out. I think they're about 7 or 8. Yeah, there are. But also, Dale, we know, the thing is with the Pro and the AMs, because it's the amalgamation of the 2 series, it's more because that's what we kind of asked for it to be, rather than specifically, like, you're really quick, you're Pro, and you're not so quick, you're AM. That's not really the way we actually set this one up in the first place, when we actually put the 2 tiers out there, so it just helps. Right, so Michael is... Look at that delta top left. It is just, it's on a bit of a party up there as we come into Ravazza. Now he's gained a bit of time on the braking in there. Now he's lost it again. This is going to be very, very close. I think it's probably going to be a dead time. Let's see. He's done it before. A 42.312 is his quickest time. A 42.354. That's shockingly bad, Michael. Where's the consistency there, hey? Terrible. Only joking. Fantastic lap, well done. Lely's still trying. I am slow, I'm impressed with that. Floppy Fox is currently 4th, he's half a second back. Traction Dave's decided to put a time in. He's 7/10 off the pace. Let's go have a look at him. And someone's having a wander off the back there, but pulling over. So GT Jamie, he's just coming through in his Merc. So he's currently in 6th place, 9 and a bit tenths off. And then we've got Evan IRL in his Bentley. He's just over a second off the pace. Rapid Duck in the Bentley, he's 1.2 seconds off in 8th. Merritt Mariola's currently 9th, 1.3 off the pace. And then Will Friedman, who's standing in this evening, as is Rapid Duck, and as is Evan, actually, I should mention that. Will's currently in 10th in the Cooper's number 8 Ferrari. 1.4 off the pace. Cascanova's in the pits, he's 11th in the 26 Bentley, 1.7 off the pace. And then we've got Recco Vantage in the Porsche, nearly 2 seconds down. Newbie with us, never raced here before, so brave to jump in. Just take your time, mate, take your time. Jester's in 13th. Where is Jester? No, Jester's just moved. Okay, so I think Woodward's just put a time in. So just as down in 14th, Woodward's put himself up into 11th, 1.6 off the pace, and then Renville's currently 15th in the 144 Lexus, 2.8 seconds down. Yvolton in his 79 Lambo, she's obviously giving him a hard time. He's 16th. Tro in the Merc is 17th and in the pits, 3.5 off the pace. Big Time Dave in his Audi. I tell you what, I really felt for Big Time Dave last week. If you haven't watched it, you know what to do. That Audi was giving him so much trouble last week. I was actually impressed he managed to keep hold of her for the entirety of the race. I'd hate to see what state he was in after that race. That's all I'm saying. She was a handful. He's 16th, 6.5 seconds off the pace. Probably just done a banker lap in there. Brizzle, we know, is didn't bother setting a time during this one. Had something to do during qualifying, and then Hutch is sat in 20th place in the pits in the number 23 McLaren. So Michael's improved again. He's now in the 41, so a 41.937. That's impressive, which means Lely is now a full half a second behind. Will's gone up from 10th to 3rd. That's a nice time in the Ferrari, Will. Well done. And that's put I Am Slow into 4th. Jamie's moved himself up to 5th, so he's pipped Floppy Fox at the moment, who moves down to 6th place. Now, Lely is caught up behind Renville at the moment. So, I mean, we are qualifying. There's been an awful lot of discussion recently within FRL. We're constantly evolving, constantly looking at the rules. How can we make things better, cleaner, easier, more simple for people to understand, so that they can get on board and have the safest, quickest, most intense and fun racing they can within the community. And so situations like this, these are things that often get discussed, because evidently I think they're both on an actual lap. And well, okay, Lely decides he's going to pull out there. So, Floppy Fox. Right, so qualifying is finished within the wait time. Individuals can now complete these laps. Michael puts it in the pits. He thinks he's quite happy and safe on a 41.937, but Floppy Fox has moved himself up. He's only now 2.5 tenths behind. That is impressive. Lely is 3rd, Will's 4th. He's still out on a lap, so let's get on board with Floppy Fox. It won't let me now, will it? Of course it won't. Of course it won't. It's not going to show me anything. So track conditions, again, very, very, very good. 23 ambient, 30 degrees on track, Opti. So this is going to allow for some excellent lap times, which we are currently seeing. So let's see. So he's 1/4 of a second off the pace at the moment. This is his last go. What's she going to be? Oh, good effort, Floppy. Good effort indeed. Very good effort. 75 thousandths off Michael Races. So let's go in there. Who stood out? Nobody. There you go. The grid has been set for the first race of the season finale. Congratulations, Michael Races. You've taken yet another pole position with a 141.937. Floppy Fox, fantastic job for you there in the 22 Lexus to put that on the front row. Well done, mate. Then we've got Lely in 3rd in his Bentley, alongside Will Friedman, the stand-in. He's in 4th place. He could be a good bet for this evening. I Am Slow is 5th. GT Jamie starts in 6th place in his 141 Merc. Traction starts 7th in his Lambo. Evan IRL is 8th in the number 2 Bentley, 1.4 seconds off the pace. Then we've got Marek Mariola in 9th in the 114 Ferrari. He's 1.572 off the pace. Rapid Duck in the 48 Bentley is in 10th, and Rico Vantage is 11th. That is an excellent qualifying session by you, considering you've never driven here or raced here before. 1.5 seconds off the pace. Renville's 12th in the 144 Lexus, and then we've got Woodward in 13th in the 999 McLaren. Cascanova's 14th in the 26 Bentley, 2.1 off the pace. Then we've got Jester in the number 3 Bentley, 2.3 off the pace in 15th. Yvolton is 16th, 3.3 off the pace in his Lambo, and then Paul Trotman is in his 246 Merc, 3.5 seconds off the pace. Big Time Dave did set a time, but he's, well, I'm sure that wasn't a real time for him, because that's 6.5 seconds down in the 61 Audi. And then we've got Fresh Briz in the 998 Bentley, and Hutch in the 23 McLaren. Those two did not set times and will start evidently from the back. What does that mean? Okay, well, that's what's going to happen for race 1. And then what we've done, as we have done all season, spice things up, and we do it in multiple ones. Hey Ash, in the dry, yeah. Well, it wasn't, was it? In the end of sort of last half an hour of free practice, it was raining. So we went from dry to wet. It's gone back to dry. Who knows what the race is going to do, right? But we've got to keep these guys on their toes. It's their last Sunday for a while. Yeah, what I was saying is, so the top 5 for this race, they will not be allowed to qualify for race 2, and they will start in reverse order at the back of the grid. So, for instance, if Michael wins the race, he'll start 20th, Floppy Fox will be 19th, Letty 17th, yada yada. Okay. Always makes race 2 a little bit more interesting, and considering this is the season finale and we don't know what Michael, Floppy and Letty, remember they are your top 3 in the championship, not in that order, yeah, but they're the top 3 in the championship. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. And Will, who is obviously Mr. FRL, Mr. Consistent, he's probably going to just smash them all off through Tamburello. Maybe, I don't know if he likes them. Right, we have got 13 watching so far. Good evening, everybody. If you haven't said hello yet, please do. This is, we're just in the wait time before we start the formation lap for race 1 this evening, which is a 30-minute sprint race with 1 mandatory stop for tyres. So far we have covered drivers, stand-ins, lap guides. We spoke about all the connotations within the series, which will obviously be resolved this evening. So Tina says, good evening. Peter will be happy, Tina. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Please don't forget to press the like. Otherwise I will cry again. But I hope you're well, Tina. Nice to see you joining us. And look at him. He's doing a great job at the moment, up there in 5th. So yeah, I am slow. That's Peter, by the way. Yeah, so 2 minutes left of this. There doesn't seem to be too much in the way of setup going on. You're probably all watching this. Oh, Will's in. Yo, Will, you're beginning to sound like Keddy. Yeah, I mean, Keddy doesn't say much, does he? Just faster. And you're popping in with a yo. I wanted to do a deal, actually, Will. Can I have my number 8 back, please? Is that right? Do we have women on the PC side now as well? Good show. I don't know, Dal. I'm sure I'll find that out when I migrate over that way. But I'm sure there's lots. And I'm sure we have quite a few as well. With that pole, Michael is now 10 points back from Lenny. Oh yeah, we get an extra point, don't we, for pole and stuff like that. 10 points is nothing. You know, we always talk about lap 1, don't we? Lap 1, T1. You can't win a race in T1. I actually think today you probably could win a race in T1. Yeah, for those 3 that are sat at the front, the top 3 in the championship. And I'm interested to see if there will be any tactical finishing, shall we say. Because I won't mention any names, GT Jamie, but you know, in the race the other evening, you know, oh yeah, I could have finished 5th, but I had a problem and finished 6th, so I could qualify. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, that could happen. That really could happen tonight. Let's find out. I'm excited. There we go. These boys and girls are all getting ready. Okay, so I get it, mate. I get it. Yeah, we do. Right, 7 seconds. Half an hour of madness. Yeah, followed by what will be half an hour of epicness to finish the season off. Yeah, unless there's, and touch wood, I hope there are no incidents in this race, because I want to be able to go into the final part of this round with it all to play for. That's what we want. That's what the punters want. So full formation lap as they all trundle down towards Tamburello for the first time. Obviously not under race conditions, so utilise this time, ladies and gents. Get some heat in those tyres and brakes, and let's make sure you're ready from the off. I'm sure everybody will be fully fueled. It's only a 30-minute race, so what's that going to be? 45 to 50 litres, maybe a tad more, 52 maybe. depending on what the fuel per lap is, so the cars aren't going to be massively bogged down, and then they can just get in, do a quick stop for tyres, and out they go. They've got to be nervous though. Got to be nervous. Lenny's going to want this championship. I've been with these guys for quite a while. I've seen Lenny in a lot of the Sunday championships, and he's never quite had the look in some of them, but he always has the consistency, and he's right there today. He's done really well this season, but everybody knows how fast Michael is. Yeah, he doesn't hold pretty much every lap record for no reason, and he's usually in the top one in a championship, maybe two, as is currently. So I'm expecting a good battle on Floppy since he's joined. I mean, he, apart from when he's listening to me and doing his washing up, which he was the other night, he's rapid. He is a rapid driver, so let's see how we get on. Right, 12 of you. Fingers crossed. Positive energy, please, as they're coming down towards Ravazza. They're all going to start forming up 2 by 2 in a moment, so it's a single file for the majority of the lap. You can see they're now just beginning to pair up. I'm nervous. Here we go. Right. Come on. I am as nervous as Frank Lampard when it starts to rain at Imola. Yeah, that's probably a better way of doing it. Good, Tina. I'm glad you're well. Right, here we go. In the start procedure. We're ready. They're waiting. Go, boys, go. And they're waiting. Always hold you for a long time, and we're off. We are green. We are go. So the final round of the pure Sim Gear GT3 Championship is underway as they all go thundering down towards Tamburello. We've got one of the Mercs there. He's taking a little bit of steady. So Will gets through clean. And how did the top 3 get on? So the top 3 got through clean as well. Then we've got I Am Slow. So he's got through clean. Okay, we're all good. What's going on further back? No challenges at the moment, so that looks like there was potentially a challenge there. We'll just let the computer do what she does, as she does every single time, just to confuse everybody and make us all think that nothing's going on in the world. Right, so Michael's out on top. He's got himself a 2/10 lead over Floppy Fox, and then obviously, as you can see, Lely is right involved there. We'll get up high so we can have a look at that as they come through Piratella for the first time. All nicely gapped there. I Am Slow looks like he's pretty close to Will Friedman as they go through Aqua Minerale for the first time and up the run towards the Variante Alta. So I definitely think that I Am Slow has got and I Am Slow's just got himself all out of shape there. That was unfortunate. I was looking forward to see that develop into Ravazza. I could see a move coming there. Sorry about that, Tina. I'm sure he'll come back later on. So let's just stay on with Will. Let's just see how that Ferrari's handling. Again, the beauty of this, you can see all the driver inputs. Bottom right hand corner, you can see the throttle and the brake inputs. We can see what traction controls they're running, what ABS they're running, brake bias, maps. So all of this stuff. If you're going to drive one of these cars and you're watching and you're impressed with the driver and things like that, you can start picking up some tips, and then obviously in my channel go and watch the Coops Cars segment, and hopefully that will either clarify that in your mind or make you think about something else as they go to Tamburello. Yeah, mostly on the brakes there. So these four are getting away slightly at the moment, aren't they? Right, further down the grid. So I Am Slow, obviously he had to back out slightly there. Lenny's made a bit of a mistake. So Will's got really close. It's only 3 tenths closer than 3 tenths as they go into Tosa. And Floppy Fox also looks like he's closed up slightly on Michael there as well. So let's keep an eye on those doubters as we do every week. I Am Slow's running in 5th. GT Jamie's standing in this evening. Look at him in his 141 Merc. So he's trying to give him a headache. A rapid duck in the 48. Bentley, again, another individual who's kindly stepped in this evening. He's definitely keeping Jamie honest at the moment. Evan, look at him, he's doing a great job on his number 2 Bentley. He's running in 8th, and then Rico Vantage in the Porsche. Again, brave choice never raced on the track before. He's doing extremely well. He's currently sitting in 9th place, so well done to you. And then we've got Neil there in the 999 McLaren. He's currently in 10th place. And that is your top 10. Then we've got Marek in 11th. We've got Cascanova, and then Hutch and Traction. They're on a little ding dong there, aren't they, as we're coming to the Variante Alta. So Traction, I assume, had an issue off the start, and he's trying to make his way back through the grid. Big Time Dave, as you can see, he's leading quite a gaggle there. We've got Yvolton, Tro, Jester, Renville. Brizzle's just come in and done his stop anyway. So let's have a look at these boys. Let's have a look as we come into Rivazza for the first part of this corner. So Tro's got Jester all over the back of him, and we've had who's pulled off into the pits there. So Big Time Dave, he decides to get his stop done out of the way. These guys obviously fighting further back in the field, but I can tell you, it doesn't matter where you end up fighting when you're racing like this in our leagues. It's all epic. It is all epic. You're going to be working for it, and that's the beauty. We've got drivers of all different paces, and obviously every time we like to think we can help everyone improve their pace. I'm certain of that, 100% certain that happens of everyone that races with us. So Tro's doing pretty well, holding that 16th at the moment. He's just got to maybe try and break that gap to Jester a little bit more. Oh dear, as Yvolton gets himself all sideways there, coming out of Toza. That's obviously put Tro off. He's offline, obviously followed Yvolton there, and that's allowed Jester to fly through. And we've got Renville also all over the back of him in the Lexus. Now we know the Lexus is a quick car around here, as he looks like he's, well, I wouldn't even go down the inside there, because you're not going to have the line, are you, through the first part of Acqua Minerale. But Tro didn't want to take any chances, and that's fine. He gets a better drive out the second part, just to get, oh dear, he was out. So Renville got himself all out of shape there, trying very, very hard, aren't they? No problem with that. So back up top, Michael's still leading. He's got nearly half a second gap, just over half a second gap now. Lely's only 8 tenths behind, and then Will, he's 9 tenths behind. So second, third and fourth have sort of gapped themselves reasonably at the moment, but Floppy Fox, is that yeah, that's Renville, isn't it? So Renville again, he's respecting what's going on there. He knows this is the final of the championship. Obviously he's made sure he's got out of the way of the top 3. That's not going to help him, obviously, but it's great driving. That's what we want to see happening, because other people are going to have to do the same thing. Yeah, it's just courtesy and respect. We're not jumping out the way and trying to kill ourselves. We're just making sure that when there are quicker cars coming up to us, that we hold our line through the corners, or if a driver's going to make a move, you don't defend that, and then on the nearest straight or sensible place, lift. Just lift a little bit, that's all you need to do, and then the world is a good place. Right, so Evan is in 7th. Oh, that looks pretty interesting there. Oh dear. So he's got slightly out of shape there. Let's go on board with Reco even, in the Porsche. Let's see what the Porsche is like around here. Right, I actually really want this guy to do well. I want him to do really well. New with us, it's always good to see. I love it when people turn up and, you know, they're bound to be nervous, first race, but just get some practice done, just be consistent, be calm. I know you're on the stream, try not to kill yourself at the moment. Most people do tend to do this. But yeah, that was nice through there. So he's got Big Time Dave in front, who has pitted. I am Slow's in the pits, Floppy Fox is in the pits as well. So Floppy looks like he's trying to make an undercut work. Now, people have tried this in the past, and then Michael just kind of, well, you know, he pumps in a few pretty quick laps. I say pretty quick, rapid laps. Oh, hold on. Well, Big Time Dave had a little bit of a moment, I would suggest, there in Tamburello, and I'm 100% positive that Reco, his heart just skipped a few beats, no doubt about that, thinking, no. Anyway, thankfully, nothing happened. So on the way into Toza, hard on the brakes. So he's electing to stay in second there. Okay. Not bad. That's good to see. Good to see. Right, so Lenny now inherits second place. That puts Will onto the podium. GT Jamie's fourth. Evan is fifth. We're currently watching. I'm going to just say Vantage. It's easier for me. We're currently watching Vantage in sixth place in the Porsche. Woodward is seventh. Marek is now eighth. Traction ninth. Cascanova rounds out your top 10. Although Traction, he looks like he's pretty close on Neil. So let's get on board that one. He's just making that move. I think, did Neil fight that? I don't think Neil did fight that. I don't think Neil fought that. But then again, you know, I know that is for position, but does Neil think he can race Traction? Honestly, this is what you've got to think about. Is he going to be racing Traction, or is he going to spend, Code Brown 100% down, or is Neil thinking to himself, look, I'm not racing this guy, he is far quicker than me, realistically, I'm going to hold myself up, I'm going to lose a load of time fighting him, might make a mistake, might end up having a crash, might end up two of us going off the track, so why take that risk? Let the guy go, and then I can crack on with my race. And so again, I think that shows the maturity. I don't mean just age-wise, you know, because we're all spring chickens here in FRL, but I think that shows a maturity in the driving. Wow, Lenny is only half a second behind Michael. Yes, please. As my screen magically transforms into a track there. Did you like that? I like that. Right, on the run up to Piratella, Michael's getting blue flagged. Blue flags! Obviously he's not being blue flagged. I'll have a look at who's pitted in a moment, but I just want to see how this develops as we go into Aqua Minerale. And then up towards the Variante Alta. There's only 3 tenths between them. Will's 2.7 behind them. There's a big gap back to GT Jamie of 7.5 seconds. So Will looks fairly secure at the moment, touch wood, on in that third place. Obviously depending on how those pit stops shake out. Different splits, are they not? So it's nice to fight, but you're compromising. Yeah, I get it, yeah, but at least they're thinking about it, Dal, you know. That's the important thing. That is the important thing. So Tro's in the pits as well. Okay, so Bentley, well, you can see how quick she is. She's going to be getting a tow as well for Michael. So are we going to have a move down the outside, a la what happened earlier on today in some sort of go-karty looking things? Right, Michael just takes his racing line. Make sure he gets that braking zone nailed. Well, he's had to lift there. Now the question is, did Lenny lift? If Lenny didn't, he's going to be picking up all the way down here towards Villeneuve. He's going to be picking up more pace. You see, Michael. Oh, Lenny's pushing hard. So Lenny was pushing probably a little bit too hard there, and he went wide, took a little bit of gravel, and that evidently has allowed this to happen. So I thought Will was going to be catching him up a little bit there. Right, what's going on elsewhere? So Will's still in third. We can see him just in the background. Lenny's not 3 tenths behind Michael. That's much, 1.7. That is about right. GT Jamie's fourth. Evan, great run from you, mate, at the moment in the Bentley. You're fifth. Vantage is still in sixth place in the Porsche. Then Marek seventh. Traction eighth. Woodward ninth and Cascanova 10th. And Hutch is currently in 11th place. And then we've got your Volton 12th. Jester and your Volton. Right, let's see how this one goes. And I believe we've got someone coming to join them as well. Hutch. Right, first crazy battle of the evening is about to commence, I do believe, as we go through Aqua Minerale. And obviously, because I'm on board with your Volton, he was listening to that bit and got excited, didn't he? So he went a little bit wide there, so he's just definitely dropped a place to Hutch, and obviously he's lost ground on Jester. At the moment he's clear of Renville, so I'm sure he'll be happy with that. And I have to say though, I was really impressed with Chris's pace the other day. So wow, 6 tenths, right. We'll keep an eye on this battle just for now. But Vantage is only 6 tenths off the back of Evan IRL. That'll be interesting to watch. So Michael's still got a 1.7 second lead up top, and then Will still in third, 1.1 behind. GT Jamie's brought that gap down, all 7.5 seconds, is now 6.735, so he's chipping away at that one. and nothing else has changed, although traction's now under a second behind Marek, so that's something else to keep an eye on. In terms of who has and hasn't pitted, Floppy Fox has pitted, I Am Slow has pitted, Rapid Duck, he has gone the same way, Brizzle's pitted, he pitted on that one, Tro's got his pit stop out of the way, as has Big Time Dave. So they're hoping to obviously make some hay whilst their sun is shining, so to speak. Will's under a second now, under a second behind Lely, and Hutch is under 9/10 behind Jester. Okay, that's good to know. Right, we're going to start seeing some pit stops. Excuse me there. Right. So top three, they continue up to those times. They're all in the 44 mids. Obviously, I don't have anything in this tonight. The coffee's all gone from my coffee delivery device supplied by FRL. So you guys know what to do if you want to. You know, buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coots. It's there. If you feel the urge, which I'm sure nobody feels the urge to do that, but I mean, yeah, if you do, it's all good. Right. Right, where else are we close? So that's now just over a second, so we'll just keep an eye on that and see how that forms. You can see, you visibly see they're pretty close on track. Traction, there we go, that's what we'll do. We'll get on board of Marek, because it looks like Traction's going to make a challenge at some stage, definitely quicker. That gap's come down by quite a few tenths as we go up towards Piratella. That's it, just hold and squeeze. Traction's got a good drive out there, halfway through the race already. This is crazy. Into Acqua Minerale, you can see Dave just takes so much extra pace through there, doesn't he? He's all up in those mirrors as we come into the right left of Acqua Minerale, all over the back of him. Ooh, keep an eye there, Marek, keep an eye. Squeeze a little bit. You can just see the 77 there as we go through into Ravazza. Right, Dave's really late on the brakes here. That is going to allow Marek to get up the inside. Oh, Marek, that was yours, mate. That was yours. So Traction manages to get that position done. Okay, maybe Marek was going to pit, so he thought, I'll back out of that. Am I making the move to Twitch? I don't know if I am, Dal. I don't know. I don't know, buddy, is the honest answer to that. Right, as Marek comes into the pits, I may use Restream or something like that and just do both at the same time. I don't know, it's something to consider, because obviously, as I was saying earlier on, it's quite sad. This will be my last Sunday, as Will now has ducked that under a second again. So, you know, we are keeping an eye on all the doubters across all of our drivers, but this is the closest one that we have at the moment. That is what I'm thinking, Del. That is what the thought process is, to do it on both, and then hopefully, you know, the streamy side on Twitch, and then the sort of more informative video type stuff on YouTube. I don't know, mate. All pipe dreams, but hey, I enjoy doing it, and you know, if people like it, then fantastic. If they don't, then, well, as I said before, I've had fun making the stuff, you know. That's what it's about. So Will, he decides he's going to get into the pits. That's the second person that's done that to me. Thank you very much. Right, so Lenny and Michael, they're off on their merry way, aren't they? Let's pick something up that else that is close. Who's coming out of the pits there? That's Marek just coming out of the pits. So we are now going to get to see how all these pit strategies are about. Not downside. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, no downside at all. So 11 of you currently watching, thank you very much. It's great to have you all with us on Sunday. You'll see we are well into the first race of our double header this evening. This is the season finale, remember. Lely, Michael, Floppy Fox can all win this championship, and Marek was actually not a million miles away in fourth although considering he's down in 14th, I don't think he's going to be picking up the points that he's going to need to make a podium challenge for the championship, if you like. Wheeler Kevin is kindly going to keep note of the scores on the door, shall we say, and he's going to update everything after race 1 so that we can see exactly what needs to happen in race 2 to settle this championship. And I did say at the start of the show, Michael's come out with a number 1 this evening, so either he's got a crystal ball or he's trying to be psychological, which is all good. I love it either way. So Freeman, he's completed his pit stop, he's come back out in 8th in the number 8 Ferrari. Good effort, that was well timed. Where's Hutch? Hutch is down in 16th at the moment. So Big Time Dave is 20th, Volton's 19th, Tro's 18th, Jestat is 17th, Hutch is 16th. Again, you can see the gaps they're all pretty big gaps in this situation. And then we've got Cascanova 15th, Marix 14th, Vantage is 13th. Remember, Vantage is brand new to us, really new to us, never raced here before, and you know, Michael got himself all out of shape there, didn't he? So Lenny's in the pits, Evans in the pits. Michael would have lost some time with that little bit of wayward steering. So is that going to impact him later on? Who knows? GT Jamie's enjoying being in second place at the moment. We'll see how he gets on. So Evans in the pits, Lenny is traction's not pitted yet either. So we don't have, actually we do. I am slow. Tina, are you still here? Your man is on, and he's putting a lot of pressure over Will. Let's go on board with Will, so we can watch the action development. Remember, guys and girls, if you haven't watched this before, I Am Slow, aka Peter from Australia, uses a controller, so we call him the controller. Oh well, Will got way too late on the brakes there in that Ferrari, and that has allowed a beautiful move by I Am Slow. Evidently that was coming, so he's put himself up into 9th. Interesting. So he's up into 9th as they go on the run down towards Tamburello. So Lenny's in and out of the pits. He's got his done. Renville's in the pits now, and Evans just coming out from making his pit stop as well. Will gets pretty close to the back of that Bentley there, as you would probably expect. The Bentley's lines aren't 100% perfect because he's using a controller. It's impossible. It really is. It's a pretty good skill set. So Will looks like he wants to make a move as we go into Toza and Magic again. There you go. Let me think of what the span is that I say. Oh, Tina's here. You're watching his stream on Twitch too. Nice. So does he have a lot of people watching him on Twitch then, Tina? You know, as me and Del are talking about Twitch benefits and you know, pros and cons and all that sort of stuff, as we head down into Aqua Minerale. So Will wants that place back, and I Am Slow, well, he knows he's Twitching and he's YouTubing, so he wants to keep his place. Up towards the Variante Alta again. We've got 8.5 minutes left of this race, so not long to go. Everyone needs to hold station to a degree. I'm going to come off this just because I want to see when Michael is going to bite the bullet and go into the pits. So Michael's there, just coming out from Aqua Minerale on the way up to the Variante Alta. And Lenny, okay, so Lenny's just coming down the main finish straight. Just want to bear in mind, Floppy Fox, wow, he might have something to say about that as well. In his big, dirty, angry Lexus, who it would definitely appear wants a piece all over the back of him as they go into Tamburello. He got a very good drive through there. To see how aggressive he was over those curves, that was crazy. He's definitely taken more speed through there. Just waiting to see if we get a movement up the inside. He's showing his nose. He's not going to make a move up there, surely. No, he doesn't. But he's put himself in a position. Oh, this is fantastic racing. Look at it, all over the back of him. All over the back of him. Look, get out the mirrors, man. Awesome racing. Awesome. I'm sure those two enjoyed that. So they're both going to have a little breather now, collect themselves before we get to the next choke point. Brilliant, boys. I love to see it. So Michael's on lap Right, he's completed 13 laps. Jamie hasn't pitted yet either, and Traction's gone long, as has Woodward, as Lely and Floppy continue their battle, and I Am Slow and Will Friedman continue their battle as well. So we've got to keep an eye. So I think we're going to have a four-way party develop very quickly, because these two have got some really good pace at the moment, and they do appear to be catching Floppy and Lely. So Floppy and Lely look like they're holding themselves up slightly, and I Am Slow and Will are just, well, having a great time, aren't they? As we come down into Ravazza again. Definitely catching those two. 1.3 seconds. 1.3 seconds to Floppy Fox. Floppy Fox, he wants a piece, doesn't he? Right, let's see what it looks like from the Lexus point of view this time. We had a look from the Bentley's point of view on the last lap, and we saw just how much extra speed Floppy Fox could take through Tamburello there, but Lely seemed to have that one now perfectly. Into Villeneuve's. Slightly different lines in there. Lely seems to pull out of there a little bit better, or certainly in that instance, than what Floppy was doing. And that sentence sounded all wrong, let's be honest, didn't it? I won't repeat it. You guys can re-listen to it. Lely's pushing hard. Lely is pushing really hard at the moment. They've now moved that gap. Okay, so that gap has increased to 2.2 seconds now, back to I Am Slow. Right, stay there, boys and girls. Michael still has not pitted yet. Okay, so he's definitely running long. Where else we got? So those guys are close. Evan and, well, Fresh Brizzle there in the WD-40 Bentley. Yeah, he's having a good race. Remember, he started from the back, so he's got himself up into the top 10. Well done, Brizzle. As always, excellent racing. But Evan IRL is all over the back of him as they come up to the Variante Alta. And this looks like it's going to be promising. So let's have a proper look, shall we? Just under 4 minutes left. So what we got? 3 laps, maybe 4. Well, 3, I reckon. So Woodward, he's now in the pits. That's a little bit wide there by Evan. And that's lost him quite a bit of time, and it will lose him time all the way down that straight. Top 2 haven't blinked yet. They're just trying to run as long as possible, aren't they? And Floppy Fox and Lely, they still haven't given up this duel. Now remember, Lely is leading the championship. Okay, Michael's winning the race. Lely's currently leading this championship, and Floppy Fox is 3rd in the championship. So this is as real as it gets in terms of a battle. That's going to mean something. Now, other battles that are going on down the field, so we've just had a look at Evan and Brizzle having their little scrap for 9th and 10th. You've also got Renville, who's looking to maybe start to apply some pressure to Hutch. So Renville in his Lexus and Hutch in the McLaren, they're in 15th and 16th. There's just under a second between them. So if those two get significantly smaller, I will have a look at it. But also, we'll go side by side. Will and I Am Slow are side by side, and that means Will's going to have the inside line into the Variante Alta. Will does take the inside line, parks it on the apex. I Am Slow foreseen that happening and obviously made sure he reacted before he put himself in any danger. So Will gets his place back. Let's see how that one moves. And then again, Floppy Fox and Lenny's only half a second between them. It is good racing. Marrick's only a second behind Vantage, and you know what, Vantage, a great shout being 11th. Fantastic effort so far. We do have 3 in front that have to pit yet, although they will probably come out ahead of you once those stops are completed. So what are you going to do, Michael? What are you going to do? That's the question. He's going to pick someone board. He's going to pick someone board. And obviously he hasn't got long left for the race. Michael doesn't pit. He defied me. That's all good though. He's just out there banging in those lap times. He's happy. Jamie hasn't pitted either. I don't think Traction's going to bother pitting either then. So You know, I think this whole scrap between Lely and Friedman, I think that's going to cost him time. I really do. And Magic, thank you. It's really going to cost him time. A lot of time, I think. And now, as you got in front of Big Time Dave appears to get out of the way as we go through the second part of Aqua Minerale. He does, and that allows Floppy Fox to get through at the same time. So no real time lost there. And who they're coming up to there? Yvolton. So Yvolton will be the next individual that should, once seeing the blue flags, prepare themselves. Yeah, just to realise that you've got the quick boys behind you. Yeah, don't jump out of the way. Make sure, probably best to do it on the straight here, or if it's not done on the straight here, maybe on the short straight between Tamburello and Villeneuve. Again, there is ample places where you could just lift off slightly and let those quicker cars by. So we'll see what he does. If he doesn't, I'm going to report him. I better take it on. Right, into Tamburello we go. So wasn't close enough there. But Floppy Fox again. It's pushing hard. Pushing hard, isn't he? Right, into Villeneuve's. Leaders on the final lap. Okay. So Chris goes deep there. Sorry, Yvolton goes deep in the Lamborghini in front, currently in 19th place. He's out the way. He's not going to be trying to get in anyone's way. It stays out the way as well. But look at the run that Floppy Fox got there now. Whether that's because he knows this is the last lap and he's got to get something pretty special done, who knows? As we come into Aqua Minerale for the last time potentially. Up the run towards the Variante Outer. I think he's got him. I think he's got his number, if I'm honest. Oh, Floppy took a little bit too much curb there. Had to gamble. He had to gamble considering where we are. But he took that gamble. Now Michael hasn't pitted yet, and he's on the last lap. George is on the edge of his seat. Don't fall off, George. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. Floppy still wants that place back. Again, it's just, I want to know what's going to happen. Look at Renville there as well. Renville's only 3 tenths behind. We've got a nice little scrap going on here with Jester, Woodward and Renville. So we'll have, let's give these boys a little bit of time, shall we? Yeah, Woodward's, he looks like he's going to make a move. Magic, there we go. Brave boys, brave. So Hutch, Jester and Woodward, well they seem to be getting pretty friendly behind, don't they? And that's Woodward and Renville taking a lot of curve there. Michael pits now. Jamie pits now. Is that how we're doing this? Where's Lely? So Lely is coming down towards Aqua Minerale. Evan IRL's got himself a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane. That's unfortunate at the end of the race. So GT Jamie, he's coming in to do his pit stop. Traction's coming in to do his pit stop. Lely's coming up towards the Variante Outer now. The question is, did Lely get himself held up with all those laps fighting with some individual behind him who still isn't leaving him alone? Is he? No, he's not. So Floppy wants this position. He wants the points. He's going to go down for a dive. No, he's not. Lely hits those braking markers perfectly. So Michael finishes the race. Congratulations, Michael. You've won that race. GT Jamie has now finished the race in second place. And is Traction going to nick third, or is Lely going to get third? Lely gets third. Right. Interesting, boys and girls. Right. So, congratulations. Michael races. 30 seconds. Oh, who did that? What the? Interesting. So, Michael won the race. Congratulations. Jamie's got a stop-go 30 seconds, obviously speeding in the pit lane. That's what that would be. So, Lely's finished third. Floppy Fox finished fourth, but he's then got a stop and go for speeding in the pit lane, but he wasn't in the pits. He was behind Lely, so maybe don't know what that is for. Will Friedman finishes 5th. Well done, Will. I am slow 6th. Tinny, you should be happy with that. Well done, Pete. That was a great effort from you in 6th place. Traction finished 7th, and he copied them with that pit strategy. I hadn't thought about that one before. What is he's being smart. That's right. He's just running the entire race, being as clear of air as possible, and then he's doing the pit stop right at the end. So let's see how many people do that in the next race. Rapid Duck, well done to you, finishing 8th in your Bentley. That was fantastic pace from you, mate, considering you standing in tonight. Evan, well done. You got a 30-second penalty though for, I assume, speeding in the pit lane. Fresh Brizzle, you're in 10th place. Excellent work. You started from the pits, didn't set a qualifying time, so that's good work from you. And then Vantage in 11th in the Porsche. Excellent run, my friend. Even if you had been, well, where's he gone? I thought he left the server then. Excellent run from you. Marek in 11th place. Marek's probably going to be disappointed with that, if I'm honest with you, because his is fourth in the championship. We'll see that shortly. Evans in 12th. Cascanova 13th. Hutch finished 14th in his McLaren. Then we had Renville, Jester and Tro. Those guys were having a nice little battle at the end, weren't they? Renville's 15th, Jester 16th, Tro 17th, and then Woodward finished 18th in the end, just ahead of your Volton. Don't know what he was doing really back there. That's not like him. And then Big Time Dave, that Audi doesn't seem like she's his friend still. There we go. So we have 12 watching at the moment. Gamer Dad. Hello, Gamer Dad. I hope you're well. No swearing, or at least as long as it's not at me, mate, and as long as you press like, because there's only 9 people pressed like so far, Gamer, and that needs to be a minimum of 10. Yeah. Otherwise my wife won't let me do this anymore and you guys won't have comms. But yes, there we go. So that is that. Right, I'm going to keep my eyes on the standings. We're just going to go into a 7-minute qualifying session, short qualifying session before race 2, and then we will jump into the final segment of this championship, and then there will evidently be a break. And what are you, buddy? I'm glad you're good, mate. I'm glad you're good. I need some training, actually, Gamer. I need someone to show me. Me and Mike. I forgot about Mike. He didn't say much, does he? So I don't talk to him that often. But well, I talk to him a lot. He didn't talk back to me. Yeah, I need some training. So you have to get in touch. Right. Anyway, let's have a look. Discord says stand-ins. Ways for Michael. Okay. So Lely's on at 5:53. Mike, okay. Right then, people. I said this was going to get interesting. Right, Kev, what's Floppy Fox on? That's what I'd like to know as well, please. Could you let me know that? I really appreciate it, dude. So Lely's still currently leading the championship. He's got a 6-point gap to Michael. Just want to see what the gap is to Floppy as well. So Michael needs to finish 3 positions in front of Lely or better. If he finishes 3 positions ahead, they'll be tied on points. But Michael would win on the tiebreaker, which is the amount of wins. This is tense stuff. Right, so the top 5: Michael, Jamie, Lely, Will, and I am slow. You boys, evidently, you're not allowed to set a qualifying time when we move into the next short session. You can, of course, go out and play around and have a look at what it's what it's like in terms of tyre pressures, but you're not allowed to set a lap. And if you do, I'll kick you out of the server. Which I won't, because they don't let me mess about with servers. Obviously not. They'd never let me do that. Right, TK Drifter says, how's that a valid pit stop? In my eyes, it's not. Again, what a great thing we can debate. What do I think about that? Do I think it's a valid pit stop? No. I've never seen anyone do that before, but also, is it making use of bending all the rules as much as possible within the constraints of virtual simulator to maximise the result? Then you would have to say, yeah, it is. And Brizzle's going to set a lap in the WD-40 Bentley. Go on, Briz, let's give him some time. So, again, interesting, guys. It's an interesting concept, interesting way of looking at it. But hi, Drifter, I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. Vivio Creative Studio sends me a checkered flag. Thank you. Thank you very much. Glad you're here. Press like. If you're going to send me a flag, you might as well send me a like. That'd be great. So, you can see there's only 5 minutes 44 seconds left of this short qualifying session. The guys have got to pretty much get one lap in to get those sort of tyres and brakes in a window of sorts, and then they may get 2 flying laps on there. So yeah, no, I get it. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you two. Okay, I'm not disagreeing. It's good that there's a nice healthy chat going on out there. So, as I say, I thought he was going to miss that pit stop altogether, if I'm totally honest with you. But something that can be looked at. All part of our learning, isn't it? But it is all part of our learning at the end of the day. We need to see what happens. We need to look at that, and is that the right thing? Is it the wrong thing? And figure it out. Right, go on, Briz. Let's have a decent lap out of you in the Bentley. So, if you missed the lap guide earlier on today, we'll do another quick one now. So into Tamburello, hard on the brakes, down into second, turn them in, take as much curb of that as you can, squeeze the throttle on. You shouldn't be coming off the throttle there. Upshift to fourth now, all the way through. Use as much curb on the right hand side as you can as we come up towards Villeneuve. Yeah, and then we're going to tuck it in into second gear through there. Take as much curb. Oh, we had an early up change. What's Will saying? GT Jamie. Oh, hold on. Right, interesting. Interesting! There is now conversations beginning elsewhere. I love it. Yeah, just when I think I've seen everything as we kind of go for Acqua Minerale. I mean, obviously he's going to lose everything he's made up there. As you can see, that time's just going bye-bye in the Delta. Red! That's going to annoy him. At least he's still got another go, though. He'll get another lap out of that. So, Renville's on a lap in the Lexus. He should do alright with that. Come on, Renville. Let's stick a decent one in. And Vantage. He qualified 11th last time out, but he's now just had a half an hour race. So, he should, in theory, maybe be able to put in a better lap here, but he's all up behind your Volton. Vantage, just back out of it, dude. Back out, give yourself some space. There's no point in racing in a qualifying lap. Hold on, let's see what these say. No, of course a pit stop can't be served in. This is what I was saying, Drifter, you know. Should it, you know, is that correct? Well, in real life, evidently not, because you can't do that in real life. But again, we're talking about a physics-based game where that's obviously just a rule that can be massaged. But then that's obviously up to everyone else to have a look at that and say, you know, is that right? Is that right? Is that not right? But there you go. Yeah, Kev's typing on that. Pop in who did pit on the last lap, Kev. Yeah. Right, so Vantage either manages to get a run on your Volton, or your Volton thinks, man, we're too busy racing here, we need some space. Or obviously your Volton normally loves that Porsche, and I mean like scarily loves that Porsche. You know, nighttime, bedtime Porsche love. So he's probably just wanting to look at her beautiful derriere for a little while. So, good lap so far. He's got himself a 10th quicker. And then he's up. That's the thing, the very anti-outer. I said it before. Rapid Duck takes pole position with a 43.482, sorry, provisional pole. Renville in the Lexus is 3/10 behind, then Woodward in his McLaren is just a smidge further behind at 4/10, and he puts it into the pits. Briz is 4th, 4/10 down. Marrick's up to 5th, then we've got Tro in 6th. Your Volton, big time Dave's in the pits, has set a time, 4.4 off the pace. Lenny's in the pits, obviously. I am slow's in the pits, obviously. Jester and Vantage goes 5th. That's nice. That is nice. It's 8/10 off. That is nice. Well done to you. So Jester's out on a lap, just coming through the second part of Ravatsa. Let's see what type of lap time he can put in, and then we'll move away and try and catch the others as they finish up on their initial laps. 30 seconds left. Looks like we've got some rain coming. Right, thank you. I'll have a look at that in a minute, Kev. Thanks for sending that to me. Right, where did Jester go? Jester's lap was invalidated, evidently so. He has, or that was his warm-up lap, so he's got himself a one more attempt. Are we gonna have a wet race for the final segment? Is that gonna happen? Right, so Michael is 8 points down. Aha, understand that. Okay, thanks, Kev. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Game Up. I know. I'm sure it will be discussed. So Floppy's 51. Floppy's 51 points. Thank you, Kevin. I owe you something for that, mate. Appreciate that. Schumacher did it years ago in F1, something similar. Personally, I think that's not a valid pit stop. Okay, interesting. So, again, this is one of those amazing things. We've got people that are pioneering stuff here, yeah, trying things out that haven't been done before, and it is generating some conversation, which is fabulous. I like it. So there you go. We're in wait time. Brizzle, congratulations, my man. You didn't set a time last one out. You did this time. You're on pole position with a 1:42.978. Well done. Well, you're not on pole position actually, because Evan's just gone pole. And traction. Well, okay. So Evan, I'm going to let Marek finish his lap before I get carried away with that. Actually, just give me a second or two. So, Traction Dave, yeah, so he finished up, maybe he had a longer pit stop then, because he was third when he pitted in race 1 with Jamie and Michael, but then obviously finished a bit further down the grid, didn't he? So there is your grid. So congratulations. Traction takes pole with a 42.3. Evan IRL is on the front row with him, 6/10 further back. Brizzle's on row 2 with Rapid Duck, both sort of another 3/10 further off the pace. Marek is 5th. Renville is 6th in his Lexus. And then we've got Woodward lines up next to Vantage in the Porsche. Tro is 9th, Cascanova 10th. Those two are just over 2 seconds off the pace. Your Volton's 11th, 4 and a bit seconds off. Don't know if he's having a hard time with that Lambo today, but that's certainly not the sort of pace I would expect. Big Time Dave, he's 12th in the Audi, and then Floppy, Lenny, I Am Slow, GT Jamie, Will and Michael obviously were not allowed to set a lap time because they finished in the top 5. Jester didn't get one completed, and nor did Hutch. So those have got to sort themselves out slightly on the grid. But that's that. That is that. So, tracks. What we got? 22 ambient, 28 on track. So they're okay, but it is only a fast track, and the weather says it's going to rain. Now, I know the sessions change, so when we go into race, it's probably going to be beautifully sunny. But what if it wasn't? That's all I'm saying. What if it wasn't for the last 30-minute race? The second race on Sundays is always a brilliant race. We all know that. They're always really epic. But today, we could have that. I think pitting after the clock runs out should not count. Yeah, Gamer, Stuart, George, Drifter. Interesting. I'm sure it'll be discussed, guys. I'm sure it will be discussed. Right. Okay, connotations for this one. So Floppy is 51 back from first, but 43 from second. Okay. All to play for. All to play for, still.
Alright, there is some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
So, oh no, it's not going to let me... Oh no, Jeff. Okay, that's fine. Right. You can see... Can you see? I can see. It's raining. It is raining. It is raining. Right. We've got 18 in, so there's 2 not in the server. That's interesting. 2 minutes. So, how long is it going to rain for? Well, it's going to rain for the entire 30 minutes. You can see that right at the bottom there. It says it's going to rain and then it's going to continue to rain. So, these guys are going to have quite an interesting, thank you very much, quite an interesting final 30 minutes of their season. I don't actually think the season will finish after those 30 minutes, actually. Not by what I'm reading at the moment, but that's all good. Yes, Vivian. Yes, Vivian Creative Studios. I like it. I do like it. Right. 1 minute 47. So, you will remember, if you didn't see earlier on in the stream, when we did in free practice, the first half of free practice was dry, and then the second half an hour free practice was like this, wet. And so those individuals who were in for the full hour, I would hope, used that time to get some form of wet setup, or at least set a few laps just to get an understanding of how the car's going to feel. Those who didn't, you know, either if you've had experience of driving Imola in the wet, and you've got the setups, great. If you haven't, you're going to have a fun 30 minutes. Remember, the top 5 from the last race will all start from the back and have got to make their way through the field on a wet track, probably fully fueled till the end. Are they going to be straight on wets, or are they going to go, because I can't see what the track is, whether it's damp, or are they going to decide we'll start on damp, yeah, we'll start on dry tyres because it's damp, and then when we do the pit stop we'll jump in and put some wets on. But if they do that, are they going to burn those tyres out quickly? How wet is the circuit? Oh, there's so many variables. Aha! That's who you are. Fabulous. I can imagine that he is, Vivian. I can imagine that he is. But hey, it's what happens, isn't it? Yeah, boundaries. Boundaries are there to be pushed and then decided. So... but good to have you with us. Good to have you with us. Okay, 10 seconds to go. Formation lap. Again, this is the final chapter. This is it. This is the end of the story for this pure Sim Gear GT3 Sunday. Wow, championship that's run over the last 8 weeks, where we've had 15 races so far. This is the 16th one. It's gone right down to the wire. So Lenny is currently still leading the championship. Michael is 8 points behind him. And there needs to be a 3-position swing for Michael to win this championship. So I'm expecting a lot of people in on lap 1, potentially. Right, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gents. So we're on with Jester at the moment. Obviously I'm locked into him, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, you know what I mean? Because I didn't come out of that at the time. So we'll get the start further back, and then as soon as it starts I'll jump up front and we'll see what's actually going on up there. Oh my god. What's going on here? Right, well, you'll notice GT Jamie's not in the race at the moment. Yeah, so interesting. Right, anyway, as we're coming round, I was going to say, it's never a dull day at FRL, and it never rains, but it pours. What can you do? What can you do? Yeah, I agreed with that. I think this is going to be tense. Yeah, I think this is going to be nose to tail. People have got to make moves. Yeah, and you've got to think. Lely is sat right in front of Michael there. Yeah, at the back. Michael needs a 3-place swing to win the championship, or 4-place swing, I should say, to win the championship. So if it's 3 places. If it's 3 places, Michael would still win the championship, because in terms of the sort of the tiebreaker, Michael's got more wins in the series than Lely does. So Lely's going to need to have a blooming epic drive. So they're all formed up, they're ready. Let's get on board with everybody. What's the best place to go? That's not a good one either, but anyway, we can watch these two at the back. As they're all formed up, they're all ready, they're waiting as they did. Look, it seems to have dried out again now. So there was a little bit of rain, that stopped. Race starts initialised. We know it takes forever at Imola. And they're off. We are live. This is the, oh look, Michael's going for a move straight away. So he makes a move on Lely straight away. So already, someone's gone off there. Don't come back and kill everyone. Which they didn't, so you've got advantages off there. I Am Slow looks like he's had a little touch with Hutch. Michael's trying to fight his way through there, and we've got someone off. That didn't look too great. Who was that? I Am Slow. I'm sure that was I Am Slow at the back. So Michael's making his way up now through past Vantage, and Lely is 3-4 places down. And it starts. The journey starts. So Jester is currently in the way of Lely, and Michael's got himself up to 10th. So up top, Evan IRL is leader in the race. Rapid Duck is in the 2nd place, and he's got Fresh Brizzle in the WD-40 all over the back of him. Fresh has just got on the gas a little bit too early there, coming out of the top of Piratella, which you could see, we've discussed this before on the programme, you've got to pause enough there, and it looks like, unfortunately, he didn't. So got all out of shape, and that's given him some breathing space. Traction, who's Traction crashed with? Renville. Oh dear, and now they just keep crashing into each other. I don't know what they're doing. So Traction and Renville have had a little love tap. A full-blown affair that looked like, to be quite honest with you, didn't it? So Marrick's running in 4th place. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Traction, where you going? Traction's just cut the chicane completely. Okay. So he's chasing down Will Friedman now. I'm pretty sure he would have got a track wall in there for that one. So pit lane is open. Let's see who's going to dive in first, if anyone. I don't think anyone will at the moment, because the track is dry. Yep, it says rain is coming. So why bother getting your pit stop out of the way now if the track conditions are then going to change towards the end? So Brizzle's now only half a second behind Rapid Duck. So we've got a little Bentley battle here, 1, 2 and 3. Wow, that's amazing. And then Marek in the Ferrari, he's pushing hard. Michael races all over the back of Michael currently. So Michael's doing pretty well. He's got himself up to 6th place, and Lely's in 8th. So Lely needs an extra place. Yeah, that's what we're boiling down to at the moment. Remember, if Michael can finish 3 places ahead of Lely, then Michael will win the championship. Lely needs to be within 2 places. And that's all he's got to concentrate on. That's a good run from Neil up there, actually. He's pulled a second out onto Michael. Nicely done, Neil. Was that Lely just going off? I hope not. No, it wasn't. So, let's get on board. Let's see. Remember what I said earlier on about newbies, potentially championships, getting stuck in the middle of things. What are you going to do? Have you moved out of the way? No, you haven't, because your car's quick and it's for position. You don't have to. Michael races. He's just in front. Oh, so it looks like he did get off a little bit slow there. Maybe he was just being a little bit cautious on the throttle. As we've got three behind us. Are they having a little love tap? Is that Dave as well? No, Hutch will. So these boys, so Lely manages to make that move stick, which championship wise that puts him directly behind Michael. So Rapid Duck, Brizzle and Marek decide to pit. Well, again, you can now see it saying for the next 10 minutes there will be no rain, but it did say at the start of the race that for the first 10 minutes there would be no rain, and it would then come. So that might be a little bit too hasty there for those three. We'll find out. Right, where's Dave? So Dave's there. Hutch, I Am Slow, and Will. So let's get on board with I Am Slow. He's a little bit of a sandwich at the moment, which is good for us. Means we get double the action. Well, you can see he didn't have a lot of grip there. He's ended up, oh dear, and you can see that Hutch is all over the shop in his McLaren there. So I think those two both got on the throttle a little bit too early, and that's obviously put Traction Dave all over the back of Hutch, which we can keep an eye on. Dave's gone a little bit wide there, but he may pull a move on the way through. Tozer, let's see those two as they come out. No move there. So out up top, Evan is still leading. Woodward is set. Okay, so Michael is now second. Okay, and then he's third. Oh blimey, Jeff. Right, Will. Well, here we go. Beautiful. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this, shall we? We've got a nice little four-way fight going on here. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, mate. Right, so we've got, so I Am Slow again. Him and Will, they've been best buddies so far this evening, haven't they? Those two have been inseparable, and they find themselves nose to tail yet again. So probably only for the next 24 minutes that will happen for, I think. I think we just saw Woodward doing himself a little pirouette there into the start of Rebecca. Will decides he's going to get his pit stop done. Interesting. So Evans in the pits as well. Will's in the pits. I Am Slow's in the pits. Now, what I want to know is this, right? So Michael's now leading the race and Lenny is in second place. All Lenny has to do now is copy what Michael does. That's it. That's as simple as that, yeah? Doesn't matter if Michael wins by 5 laps, as long as Lenny finishes second. And he's got a nearly 3-second advantage over Vantage, who's doing bloody brilliantly, by the way, in that Porsche. So that is it. Lenny just needs to stay where he is. Now Lenny might decide he's going to follow Michael all the way to the end and do that quirky pit stop that Michael did. But if he does that, you know, we don't know what the fallout is from those things yet. Yeah, we don't know what the fallout is from that, whether that's going to be given a thumbs up or a, you know what, that was quite innovative, we probably shouldn't do that going forward, or whether, as has been made by a number of individuals inside and outside of the Discord, you know, was that within the time, which is quite an important point. But again, this is exploiting the physics of a simulator, which has obviously allowed you to do that. Yeah, it isn't real life. I get we're simulating real life, but it's not. So I'm sure there will be a discussion on that. So who's pitted? So Evans pitted, I Am Slow's pitted, Renville's in the pits, so is Woodward. Will's completed his pit stop, as is Rapid Doc. Marek's pitted, Fresh has pitted, Tro, Yavolton, and Big Time Dave is in the pits. Is he got damage or is he packed up for the night? Well, that's the wrong button. That won't help me. So there you go. So Michael is currently leading at the moment, being followed by Lely, who's coming out of the pits. Is that person going to get in the way? I hope not. That's probably Big Time. No, Big Time Dave coming out of the pits. No. Renville, yeah. So Renville's coming out of the pits there. Well, as normally happens with race 2, it's always a bit of a crazy start, and then things settle down as we see Renville. I mean, I don't know if Renville's trying to keep up with Michael there, but I mean, that line didn't really work too well for him. Fresh Brizzle, oh, we've got the WD-40 battle going on. There we go, let's get on board this. Bentley versus Ferrari into the Variante Alta. again, like I do drive the Ferrari quite a lot, and through that I hate that part of the track, because you've got to be brave through there, and you've got to be really bold. You've got to just, you know, you pick your line, you've got your braking point, and yes, you've got to balance the throttle on the way out, but you've still got to be on the throttle quite hard, otherwise you'll lose a bag full of time. But in that Ferrari, as you can see, you know, track's not 100% dry, she's been a little bit twitchy, can be a bit annoying, yeah, can be a bit dangerous. Thankfully I didn't die, but there you go. So as we're coming in towards Tamburello, the move going to happen? Too early for that, but Briz is just showing his nose. He's just letting Marek know, listen, I'm right here, mate, you know, if you make any more mistakes, yeah, if that car misbehaves one more time, I'm ready to pounce. And look, he's got a great run out of there as well on the way up to Villeneuve. No move going to happen there. Could get something into Toza. He's right on him, isn't he? Right on him. Oh, and then Briz in his exuberance to try and get a move set up into Toza, got himself a little bit out of shape, as he has done there, which again you can see that's all it takes. You're talking momentary, not even lapses, momentary issues that happen, yeah, because you're trying to do better, you're trying to push and be consistent. It's lost him 8/10, yeah, and he obviously, we saw he was right on his bumper. So Jester, what's Jester doing? Jester, that's not right then. So Vantage is in the pits. Lely's in the pits. Lely's in the pits. Lely, why are you in the pits? Unless you didn't fuel, you don't need to win the race. Just need to copy Michael, Lely. That's why everyone should watch the stream, because you get all that extra information that you wouldn't otherwise have known. Nope, that's right. Crazy. So Lely's completed his pit stop, and where's Vantage? So he's just completing his pit stop as well. So evidently that gives Michael a bit of a free run now. Will he stop? Will he come in and stop this time round, or will he stay out and do a little bit more? Who knows? We shall find out. Right, so Hutch finds himself in second place. That's pretty good. I'm sure he's got some tissue ready. No, for a nosebleed. Nosebleed, okay? Not having any of that. This isn't my teammate Timmy talking about stuff here. Right, Traction finds himself in third. Jester's in fourth. Cascanova fifth. Those five have not pitted yet. Everybody else has. So Evan is currently the first one out from the people that have pitted, as you would expect. Then we've got Rapid Duck in seventh. Lely is in eighth. Are you in clean air, Lely, or are you in traffic? You've got some clean air. That could go in your favour then, mate. Let's keep an eye on that. Although evidently you do have company in the form of Briz and Marek, who are continuing their epic struggle. That's what it is. It's like Oscar-winning performance. Jester goes into the pits. Right, let's get on board with Marek, because Marek is having a whale of a time. I can just tell he's loving every moment of it. You can see Briz in the mirror. Briz thought, well, he didn't think about it. Marek just, oh, now he's got I am slow all over the back of him. So Marek, because Marek was so, and I get why he was cautious going into the Variante Alta. As I said on the previous lap with that Ferrari, I get why he was cautious, but he just basically stopped. And maybe he doesn't feel it's worth having the fight with the Bentleys because they are so much quicker. Maybe that's what it is, but he's just lost 2 places, and he's got another Ferrari in Will Friedman gaining on him. I'm sure that's going to turn into some form of battle shortly. So Rembo's in the pits. Okay, I don't think he's continuing, to be honest with you. So he's catching them up, most certainly. We've got some nice little battles going on here. So Michael's still up top. Traction is now second. Hutch. So Traction's obviously just taken Hutch, as he is now 6/10. 6/10 down currently. Cascanova is in 4th place. Tell you what, I bet he's just really happy with that. So would I be. Well done, Cascanova, you keep at it. I'll be happy with that. Rapid Duck, Lely. So Lely is 4.5 seconds off Rapid Duck, but he's got Briz Whoa, blimey, the closing speed of Briz then. I thought Briz was going to go straight into the back of him. I've got to say, and look how close this is. If one thing Lely doesn't need right now is a big brizzle all over his back. Yeah, he does not need that. Look, he's made the mistake. He made a mistake there into Aqua Minerale, and that's allowed Brizzle to get alongside. Now, Lely does have the inside line, so Lely, it should, in theory, be Lely's, but Briz has been brave, and look, I am slow. So maybe, ladies and gentlemen, Lely's got an issue with tyres, or maybe it's just because the field is rather busy at the moment in this part, and he's trying to keep out of trouble. Obviously, he doesn't want to crash or have a DNF, because then he's just going to hand the championship to Michael. So maybe he's just being a little bit smart with that. We'll have to see. Maybe he's playing the long game. Right, pit-wise, Michael has not pitted yet. Traction is still second. Cascanova third. Sorry, Hutch third. Sorry, Hutch, no disservice to you. And Marek's getting all over the back of Lely as well. What's he done? Has he not changed his tyre pressures properly? Maybe that's what it is, because everybody seems a lot quicker than him. And he... I know he knows Michael's got to pit again, right? But Lely might not know how Michael pitted last time. And how do I know if Michael's not going to pit the same way this time? So Lely shouldn't be too cautious here, because he might be putting himself in a difficult position further down the line. Magic. There you go, great. I am getting good at that. I'm getting good timing on that particular spell. So now, Marek. Halfway mark. Okay, so Marek is currently in 10th place, all over the back of Lely, and he's got to be conscious that Will's catching him up as they get hard on the brakes into the second part of Aqua Minerale. This is fantastic racing, guys. It has been all evening long. We've had some very innovative stuff happen this evening, which I'm sure is going to be spoken about long into the night, and that will either be ratified or there will be directives potentially. Who knows? We'll find out. And all that stuff will be put out onto the website. Again, I haven't mentioned the website this evening because we've been that busy with this racing. Please have a look, formulaRacing.co.uk. All the information you need on there about the new sign-ups. There's going to be a Mixed Monday starting for GT3 and GT4s. We've obviously got the Taco Tuesdays, which will finish on Tuesday. We've got the Arrive, Drive and Survive on a Thursday. Thursday Night Thunder, Midnight Madness, Tequila Slammers, Endurance Fridays. What more do you need? That's what I'm saying. Yep. And obviously we operate across PS4, PS5 and PC. I think, last time looking, I think we were almost the second biggest group, if not the second biggest group on PC, which is massive growth for us over the last 6-7 months. Big shout out to Keddy and Dell and James, everyone over on has been beavering away on that side of things. On the PS5 we've almost got 2 full grids already for Tacos and the Thursday series, and so I'm sure that will continue to expand. And obviously everyone on the PS4 will love it on that side as well, so get involved, more the merrier. So these three seem to be holding pace at the moment, just keeping each other nice and honest, which is good. Let me see what's going on elsewhere. Hutch has pitted, so everyone has pitted. My crystal ball is telling me something, yeah. So everyone else has pitted. Michael and Traction have not pitted yet. Well, Cascanova hasn't, it says. Although I thought he did drop it into the pits. See what happens with that. So these are your closest battles on track at the moment. I am slow just behind Briz as well, but I kind of like how this one is developing. And you can see the others that are just in front. Who's gone off there? That is a Bentley, is it not? No, it's not. That's a Lambo, so that's Travolta. Unlucky Chris. She's not been giving you a lot of luck this evening. Reminds me of a Ferrari at Brands Hatch not too long ago. Potentially. Right, over the start-finish line again. Well, we've got 12 minutes left of the race. Who's gone off there? Is that I Am Slow? No, it's not I Am Slow. Is that Brizzle? It is. I think it's Brizzle's had a little wander there, so he's kicking dust up everywhere. So that's allowed I Am Slow to get through. Fantastic news for him and Tina. and anyone else watching him on Twitch. And then as we go through Villeneuve's, look, you've got they're all up together again. This is fantastic racing. Well, it nearly got painful there. Let's have a look at it from this view. So we've got 4 of them. We've got, well, obviously Marek isn't in Team WD-40, but I mean he could be. It's quite similar, isn't it? Oh, it's quite similar. They're all getting nice and close there, which is good. Brazil's leading that pack. Then you've got Lely, Marek, and Will. So this is good. This is nice racing, boys and girls. So I Am Slow finds himself up into 6th. You can see there he's just leading that pack. Rapid Duck, we haven't watched much of you, mate, but well done. You're currently in 5th place and you're doing extremely well. Nice and consistent. I like it. Evan IRL, I bet he's driving and commentating. Yeah, he's been doing quite some, well, I say quite, he's been doing very good work, helping out on the comm side of things for PS4 and Attacos. And yeah, I think he appreciates the different way that you get to look at it from doing this side. But he's doing really well this evening. He's currently in a podium place and has pitted, because Cascanova is now in the pits. So Evan, wow, showing some multi-skills there. Traction and Michael have not pitted yet. Only 2 not to pit. Let's see if they pit on time or not. That's what I want to know. But as it stands, yeah, I mean, so look, Michael's there. Where's Lely? Right, Lely's 7th. Okay. So more things need to happen. More things need to happen. Lely needs to get his backside past Brizzle. Well, he needs to get a move on. I think Lely needs to clear Brizzle. I Am Slow and attempt to get on some kind of pressure on Rapid Duck. Otherwise, I think the fact that he's been quite cautious, I'm not saying he shouldn't have been cautious. Yeah, he's thinking about looking after the car and making sure that he finishes. But that might hurt him. So, well, Marek and Will have swapped over, haven't they? So we will see, everybody. We will see what happens as this unfolds towards the end. Right, 9 minutes to go. Pressure time. Okay, what's going through the mind of Lely at the moment? Okay, he must be looking at it thinking, right, okay, I'm in 7th place. I think Kev was in, it's 4 places now. He needs to clear. Lely, you need to clear Brizzle. But he's not, is he? Brizzle's got some serious pace on him tonight, which is awesome to see. And him and his best mate, I Am Slow. Well, again, those two they've been having a lot of fun with each other this evening. In a driving sense, evidently. They've been throwing each other around the track. Oh dear, Brizzle's thrown it off, and Lely, well, that's okay, right, that is a helping hand to Lely. That is a big helping hand to Lely, because Will Friedman and Marek, as you can see, we're back, we're back, Team WD-40. Yeah, that battle's about to recommence again, which is fine by me. I don't mind it. I think it's fantastic. So, Lely's got himself up. How far ahead is I Am Slow? Right. Got a couple of seconds on him. And then 25 seconds down the road to Rapid Duck. Can't see that one. Can't see that one happening to us. We look at that. So Hutch, where's Hutch? Hutch is there. Right. So Tro, Hutch, and who's that? Is that Michael? Yeah. So Tro, I was going to say Tro, Hutch, and Jester look like they're going to start having a little bit of a race, but that gap's just got bigger, unfortunately, so that wasn't what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that shrink. So Lenny's pulled himself a second out on Brizzle now. I Am Slow's only, well, okay, so Rapid Duck. So is coming under some pressure from I Am Slow into Tamburello. We've got just under 7 minutes left. That's it. 7 minutes left this series. Rapid Duck gets all crossed over there. So that will have slowed him down for sure on the run down towards Villeneuve. As you can see, I Am Slow's carrying some good pace through there. He's definitely on the gas earlier. He's going to go straight for the outside. He's either going to try and make the move stick or he's going to go for a switch and hope that Rapid Duck gets a little bit too deep. He didn't, so you can see Lenny is just behind as well. So this is all to play for. All to play for. Seriously, we've got six minutes left of this race. Yeah, Lenny can win this championship. He needs to make a couple of passes, and I know he's trying to catch these two up, as I Am Slow is aggressive through there, isn't he? Through the first part of Acca Minerale, definitely took a lot of that sausage curve, and that kind of, I thought it was going to spit him out a little bit more than it did, but he held on to that nicely. So into the Variante Alta, and Lely's now 2.7 behind these two. Lely, you've got to get a move on. Traction and Michael have not pitted yet. Oh, and Rapid Duck goes really deep into Ravazza, and that allowed I Am Slow to get right onto the back of him. He was definitely carrying more speed through the second part of that corner as well, but you could see that because Rapid Duck had lost so much momentum through the middle of that corner, that there was no way he was getting on the power. Otherwise he would have ended up right in the back of him. So he did the smart thing and didn't bother. As we come up towards Tamburello, Rapid Duck goes defensive. And that's his line. Oh wow, okay, so right, that should bring Lely into play. It does bring Lely into play. Here we go then. Right, so Rapid Duck is still all over the shop. I Am Slow is only 8 tenths ahead of Lely. Lely wants those 2 places, right? If Lely can get those 2 places, I believe he will secure the championship. I believe that. Yeah, I mean, I stand to be corrected. I think it's 4 places. So if he can get ahead of those 2, he's going to win the championship. If he can't get ahead of those 2, he's not going to win the championship. I know Michael hasn't pitted yet. I'm going to assume Michael's going to pit as he did in the last race, him in traction. I don't know, but I'm going to assume that that's what they're going to do. And we'll see what the outcome of all those things are. But he needs to get past these guys. But he could also do without that big contact, a little bit of contact there. Rapid Duck got all out of shape on that curve on the way out of Variante Alta. You can see Lenny is now defending hard because Brizzle wants a piece. We know Brizzle will stick it up the inside, but Lenny's got the braking zone into Ravazza. Let's be tight through there, boys. Brizzle takes too much pace in there. Lenny manages to keep hold of it as we come into the second part. You can see now Will Freeman's all over the back of him, and then we've got Rapid Duck, and oh my days, this is crazy. So I Am Slow manages to keep ahead. Yeah, I Am Slow manages to keep ahead of all of this, whilst everyone's having a crazy fight into Ravazza 1 and 2, which was absolutely brilliant to see. We've now got 3 minutes 23 seconds left of this race. Lely needs another place, and now he's got Will Freeman all over the back of him with everybody else. Oh, look at it, look. This is so close, and Lely needs that place from I Am Slow. Right, Tina, if you're watching, if you want Lely to win, you've got to tell him. If you don't tell him. It could just literally come down to that. Now, Will Freeman has been looking very racy in that Ferrari, and look, I mean, he's close. He's very, very close. He's very close as we go into Piratella. Pause and go. How is this going to work out? How is this going to shake out? It's under a second. I Am Slow. He wants to finish the season strong. You know, everyone's been working really, really hard. Good luck about to have a heart attack. Don't have a heart attack, mate. This is bloody brilliant. I keep saying that, and when I say bloody YouTube, I mean amazing, okay, not in a bad way. But Kev, I think afterwards is the time that there may be a heart attack. That's what I'm thinking. As we come into Ravazza again. So Lely closes back. It's now only 4 tenths. Lely, you've got 2 minutes. You've got probably 2 laps, okay? 2 laps to get this move done, my friend. If you can't get the move done, and what I want to know is, has Michael and Traction pitted? Nope. So they're going to go and do what they did on the last race, which again, in their eyes, and maybe it is, because none of this has been even found before or discussed, you know, gonna go to the end and pit right at the end, but they're 26 seconds, probably more than that down the road, aren't they? There's Evan. Right, so we know Evans. Right, Michael's pitted. Okay, Michael has pitted. Okay. So this is where it gets interesting. So we're coming out of Toza. It's a long way of whack, isn't it? But Traction's still got to pit as well. You know, let's not forget Will. Will's just there. So Michael, there you go, sat in the pit lane, getting his tyres changed. Oh, this is good fun. As we come down towards Acqua Minerale. So Lely's in 5th. Remember, Lely leads 4th. Traction hasn't pitted. And do you know what? If there is controversy out of this, Traction hasn't pitted, so he's going to pit at the end. Yeah, so they've split their strategy, if you like, which is, you know, smart. Where's I Am Slow gone? Oh my word, he's there. So Michael's just on his way out of the pits at the moment. Evan's currently running 2nd. So here's Michael, and these two are coming down towards Ravazza. This is going to be I think this is going to cause some very interesting chats within our tight group after this race, because you can see that Traction and Michael have split their strategy here, which is not a bad thing to do. They're covering their bases. One has pitted, one's going to go and see if it is allowed. Yeah, but if that person who pits at the end, yeah, because remember, Lely's now in 4th, so, well, as it stands, Lely's where he needs to be, actually, isn't he? He's got past him. Do you know what? It's just total drama, isn't it? All the time. So, as it stands at the moment, Lely is going to win this championship. He is currently in 4th place, but I Am Slow is all over the back of him. We're on the last lap. I Am Slow, if you want a new friend, probably don't try and overtake Lely. Yeah, although you could do. Yeah, I suppose you could, but then Will might want a piece as well. So Will's trying to get past I Am Slow right at the end here, and Briz is obviously, well, he wants to get past as well. And this lot, they haven't stopped all race long, have they? Let's be honest. Traction pits at the end. Right, so Evan's got to come across the line. Evan should be winning this race. Yeah, that's my views. Evan should win this race because Traction's now pitting. So that will happen.
Evan has finished the race.
Evan IRL. Well done. You've just won, I believe, Evan. I mean, I stand corrected if need be. I believe you've just won your first race. FOL race. Michael comes through Ravazza then for the last time. So he's going to take 2nd place as Dave is in the pits. So well done to you, Michael. 2nd place. That doesn't, according to our calculations, that doesn't secure the title for you, unfortunately. And Lely's got to come across the line. Well done, Lely. You should be taking 3rd place, and Lely securing that championship. Well done. Absolutely fantastic driving. Will Friedman, you finish in 5th. Well done to you, mate. Great run, considering obviously you were standing in tonight. I Am Slow. Great night's racing for you, I think. Yeah, absolutely fabulous. And Tina's going to be well happy with that, as your other Twitchers are. Marik's in 6th. Good result for you, Marik. That was well pulled back at the end there. Traction ended up in 7th place. Well done, Traction. Good racing tonight, buddy. And Brizzle, what a great race you've had with Marik and I Am Slow and Lely. I'm sure that was a fun half an hour. Rapid Duck did really well. Congratulations, you finished P9. And Vantage, hats off to you, mate. 2 races done. Top 10 result. Good qualifying. Yeah, so obviously let us know how that experience was for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Hutch finished 11th, and it's just showing us how to do what you do when you get a rental. Yeah, well done, Hutch. He's going backwards faster than he goes forwards. I'm joking, Hutch. So I'm joking. I'm slow is giving a bit of a flash. So Jester's doing some donuts to finish off the season, and why wouldn't you, Jester? And then we've got Tro, Cascanova, Yvonne 15th, Renville 16th, Woodward 17th. Hold on 1 second. Big Time Dave was 18th, and then Floppy Fox. Where did he go? Floppy Fox and Jamie left. And there you go, ladies and gents. I believe I can fly. No, I won't start singing that for you just yet. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to wait for an official rundown of those race results. That will be posted out shortly. Thank you, everybody. Fantastic racing this evening. Excellent entertainment as always. A big thank you to all of you guys that have raced for the entire season in our 16 races, and for the reserves that have joined in this evening and raced cleanly and raced well. You know, we really appreciate that. Thanks to everyone that's watched on the live stream. This will be for the moment, certainly anyway, my last Sunday. Obviously we'll do the tacos, and then I'm going to move over to PC as well and help us out on the PC side, which I'm looking forward to. So have a great one. Yeah, I'll see you all on Tuesday for the season finale of Tacos at Bathurst. That should be pretty interesting. If you haven't liked, please like the video. It takes half a second. If you want to see more from FRL, if you want to see some more of the educational stuff I do, hit sub. Yeah, or tell someone else. It'd be fantastic. Helps everybody. But yeah, have a great Sunday. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. All right. Well done, everybody. Comms by Coops, out.